Hello, hi, a very happy evening. So this is Krishnaveni and we've been talking about the story of life on earth, and that's biology. So thank you so much for joining my lecture today. So today we are in lecture 1 of biodiversity and conservation. So in the syllabus wrap-up series for class 12, I have started from the last unit, that is ecology. So I am done with organism and population and ecosystem. So today I have started with biodiversity and conservation. I will try to finish this chapter in 2 lectures, so then we can go to the other chapters. Okay, so come on, please do like, share and subscribe. So shall we go to biodiversity and conservation? So before we go to biodiversity and conservation, so I have an announcement to make. Yes, Vishal, hello, very happy good evening. So thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, the announcement for today is once again we are meeting this evening, not at 6:30, but we are meeting at 6 p.m. itself. Because 7 o'clock all of you have your school test, so we will be meeting at 6 o'clock. So 6 to 7 we will finish our class. So today the second time that we are meeting will be at 6 o'clock, not at 6:30. So after a gap of 1 hour we are meeting again. Okay, so today we will be discussing important questions from structural organization in animals, that is your epithelial, your neural, your muscular, all this plus your cockroach. I have not discussed questions, so I will discuss the questions today. So I will bring a set of 30 questions, and before that I have to finish nervous system and reproductive system in cockroach, so that is pending. I will finish that and then we will discuss 30 questions from this chapter. So with this we'll be done. Okay, yes Tarani, a very happy good evening. I'm good, thank you. How are you? So thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. So please henceforth we will meet for the lecture at 6. Menti will be at 6:30. So tomorrow we are having episode 2 of your Menti. So you have to guess the chapter. So please prepare, and yesterday's Menti was pretty interesting, I guess. Okay. So with this, let's talk about your biodiversity and conservation. I also have questions in biodiversity and conservation. I have a list of 10 questions. So let's see, after I teach, we will go to the questions. So lecture 1 of biodiversity and conservation. So all the chapters in your ecology has a weightage of 2%. So including your biodiversity and conservation. It is a very interesting chapter, but a short chapter as well. We have to thank you. All right, Vishal. Yes, Shubham sir. Happy good evening. Thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so what are the topics we will cover in your biodiversity? So Antonia B, hi, a very happy good evening. So Antonia B, I have an announcement to make. So today we are meeting for the next lecture, not at 6:30 but at 6 p.m. So after a gap of 1 hour we are meeting again, because 7 o'clock some people are having school test, right? So we will be meeting at 6 o'clock today. I will finish off the nervous system and the reproductive system of cockroach, and then we will discuss some important questions. Okay, so today at 6 p.m. not at 6:30. Okay, hi Shimpi, yes, a very happy good evening. How are you? Yes, thank you. I am good. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so Vishal says, all right, thank you. So Rajneesh Kumar, hi, hello. So I guess you are new to my lecture. Yes, first day. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. So hi, Ayappan Shaktivel, hi. So I guess you have already come, but we have not met for the last few days. Yes, I'm good. Thank you so much. And I welcome you also to my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. So yesterday I got 18 out of 20, but timing only problem. It's okay, Antonia B. At the end of the day, you should be strong in your concept. So that is the reason I keep the Menti series, because Menti we do not pray for a long time. It is just for a short time, but quick revision also happens. So that is the advantage of keeping Menti. Okay, Shimpi, you're fine. So hi Sweta, how are you? Yes, I'm good after a very long time. Hope you're sound and healthy. Okay, so thank you for joining my session, all of you. So please do like, share and subscribe. So now I'm going to talk about biodiversity and conservation, that is lecture 1. I have another lecture at 6 p.m. this evening itself, where I will discuss important questions from structural organization in animals. Okay. Okay, your mother's name is also Krishnaveni. Wow, what a coincidence. All right. Okay. Fine. So we are here, lecture 1 of Biodiversity and Conservation. So it has a weightage of 2% and I will take almost 2 lectures to cover this. So today is Wednesday, probably by Friday or maximum by Monday I will be done. Okay. So hi Satyendra, how long? Where have you been? Yes, a very happy good evening. I'm good, thank you. So anyways, thank you for joining my lecture today. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, fine. So biodiversity and conservation. So what are the topics we are going to discuss? So I will introduce what is biodiversity and conservation. I introduced what is ecosystem. I told you what is ecology. So let's see what is biodiversity, and then we will decide or talk about the types of biodiversity. So under this we'll talk about how many species are there on earth and how many in India. So today's session will be amazing. All are back. Okay, so I guess Keshav is not here, but let's see. Okay, then patterns of biodiversity. Is there a particular pattern? For example, is this place is particularly biodiversity rich? This place is particularly biodiversity poor. Why? What pattern it follows? So let's talk about that. So the next one, importance of species diversity to the ecosystem. So why are we talking about patterns of biodiversity? Ma'am, we are going to become doctors. We are going to deal with the heart, the kidney, the stomach, the blood, etc. Why are you asking us to study biodiversity? So understand, you should also be holistic. Okay, you should not only concentrate on one line and that will make you unstable. You should know a lot of information which helps you in every profession. Everything that you read will never go waste. So if at all you are given a medical camp in a region which you have never heard, at least looking at the map, you know how the space will be, right? So whether it will be biodiversity rich, how you have to be, whether will you have altitude sickness. So all this in some way or the other it will help. So please read with some interest. I know chapters of these kind are pretty boring compared to your human physiology, compared to your genetics. It is pretty dry, but these are also chapters of important. Okay. Is it for NEET 2021? It can be for NEET 2021 as well as for NEET 2022 as well as for NEET 23. The base is the same. Okay, Ayappan? So, Arshita, yes, a very happy good evening. So, thank you for joining my lecture. So, please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so we will talk about the importance of species. If there are more species, then how it is important to the ecosystem. So imagine when you go to a vegetable shop. So every day if the vendor just gives you cabbage and potato, won't you be bored? You would rather say, I would not eat today than eating the same vegetable for a week. How many times will you have potato? How many times will you have cabbage? You should have a variety. So one day you should have lauki, one day you should have a gourd, one day you should have spinach. Okay, we are all bad at eating vegetables. At least we need variety, right? For an ecosystem to be functional, you need your producers, you need your decomposers, you need your nutrients to cycle, you also need energy flow. For all these things to happen properly, species diversity is equally important. Imagine if there are no secondary consumers, then how will it flow to the tertiary consumers? So energy gets stagnant at one point, right? So that is the reason. So I was saying because, okay, you had other classes, all right. Okay, Satyendra, if you have any doubts, get back to me. Hi Pooja, you didn't send me the link, you didn't send me a text in Telegram, so I thought I will forward the link to you. So will you please do it? Can you take it from Shimpi and send me a hi? I will send you the link for the lectures. Yes, Pooja, a happy good evening. Thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so that is about biodiversity. Then loss of biodiversity. Yes, at the present scenario, we are losing a lot of biodiversity. So that is why your organic foods are expensive. All those that is healthy are expensive in the market today. That is all naturally available. Oxygen has been naturally available to us all these while, but suddenly we are paying for it, right? So that is the reason. Wow, hi Keshav, how come you're here? So anyways, thank you so much for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. So Keshav, especially for you, I have shifted my class to 6 p.m. instead of 6:30. So today we are meeting at 6 p.m. not at 6:30. So 6 to 6:50 I will complete my session so that you can have your class at 7. Okay. Why physics and chemistry class are not there? Yes, I have informed the management. They will very soon start. I hope so. But thank you for coming to your class coming to my class every day. Okay, fine. So then loss of biodiversity. How have we lost the biodiversity? And then finally we'll talk about biodiversity conservation. So long I have been explaining about the importance of biodiversity. So how are we going to conserve it here? Why should we conserve biodiversity? How do we conserve biodiversity? So why and how? These are the two questions that we are going to address. So today we'll talk till here, that is patterns of biodiversity. Then we'll discuss some questions and then we will end the lecture. Okay. Yes sir, a very happy good evening. So thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Yes, alright Kesha. Okay, you take from Shimpi. Okay. So shall we start with biodiversity? So this is the second time I am teaching. I am already done with biodiversity. So this is under syllabus wrap up series I am teaching. Okay, so here we go. So who are they? Do they look like you? So do they resemble you? Are they your relatives? Yes, who are they? Yes, who are they? So Keshav, do they look like your relatives? A well-known relative of you? Yes, who are these people? They are very different, right? They are very cute as well. Who are they? Aliens. Okay. So this, okay, no one is sleeping. Alright. Okay. So if at all alien comes and stands in front of you, how will you react? How will you react? Okay, so this is just a figure that I have picked up from the web. So if this species comes and stands before you, how will you react? Will you scream? Will you scream? Or will you talk to it? Will you say, hey, yes, I know you're an alien, just sit down. Come, I will teach you NEET biology. Yes, will you talk like that? Have you ever thought, what will you do if you meet an alien? So sometimes we get weirdest of questions, right? So what will it do? What will I do if this happens? So always we have been asked questions. If you were the project manager, please write a letter, etc. If you meet an alien, what will you do? That is my question. You never sleep during class? Okay, Shimpi. So Keshav says he will run away if he sees an alien. Why? Alien is not going to harm you. Another human is going to harm you. I don't think aliens will come to harm you. I will ask, take me to your space. Okay, so have you ever seen alien in your Tom and Jerry? Yes. So that's very cute, right? So that is all I remember when I see an alien, because I have seen aliens in Tom and Jerry, how Tom and Jerry reacts to these aliens. So that is a very beautiful episode. It's bio class, the most awaited subject for us. We are never sleeping in class during that time. Thank you, Pooja. YouTube student is alien. Okay, if I have a YouTube student who's alien, of course he will talk in a language I don't understand and he will not understand my language, right? So it's either way. So I don't know how to talk to him. He will not talk to me after one point. So that is different. Okay. Yes, ma'am, in many cartoon, in Chota Bheem cricket season, okay, you have aliens. Okay, so all of you have some idea, some thinking about aliens, fine, well and good. But here, the question of interest in biodiversity is, so how will the aliens react if they come to our space, if they come down to Earth? They will be surprised, they will be amazed, they will be flabbergasted looking at the diversity that we have, because from our living world till now, we have seen so many examples, right? The examples are n number. Biological classification, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, morphology, anatomy. The list is endless. Microbes in human welfare, human health and disease, right? So our biodiversity is endless. So we are millions. So we are sharing this beautiful planet with a lot of other species. We are coexisting with a lot of species. So the first thing when the aliens come down to planet Earth, even if before they try to loot our planet, so first thing is that they will be amazed at such diverse and complex ecosystem or diversity that we own. So just like Muhammad bin Tughlaq invaded India almost so many times because we were heritage rich, right? So we were rich in our art, we were rich in our own cultural heritage. So that is why he tried invading India. So similarly, we should understand we are biodiversity rich, okay? Okay, so there's a new name that you have given. Okay, so they will think we humans, yes, we are alien to them and they are alien to us. Okay, okay, magic, Doraemon left, in that two aliens are there. Okay, I have never seen Doraemon, I have only seen Tom and Jerry. I don't remember seeing aliens in Chota Bheem. Alright, so Keshav is saying, okay, I agree, fine. So that is the reason I have put aliens picture, but yes, so all of you are able to recollect. So we have a very beautiful biodiversity. Maybe present alien in universe. So yes, we have no doubts, but we have no boundaries to our imaginations. You can imagine either way. Okay, so you have no limitations to your imaginations. Your imaginations are endless. Fine. So always we dream, right? So if you look at a dream house that is facing the sea, that is pretty calm in an island where no one is there, so that is what everyone dreams to be. Than being in a crowded city. Damn, at one point in your heart always wants to live peacefully with nature, where everything is green, when you have beautiful words, right? So beautiful birds around you, you have a rich diversity. So people prefer villages, but now we prefer staying away, somewhere which is very silent, away from the cities. Cities are always bustling with a lot of people, lot of traffic, lot of pollution. So yes, always people prefer quite calm place, that is nature. So yes, we are biodiversity rich. Okay, so what is this Mimu? So hi, I don't know who are you, but thank you for joining my session. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, so you have ants, so you have almost lakhs of species of ants. Then you have beetles, so there are also n number of beetles. You have almost 30,000 species of beetles, 20 to 30. Then you have 20,000 species of fishes once again. So the diversity is endless. So you would have seen hardly 10 types of fish, but imagine there are thousands of varieties of fishes. There are thousands of varieties of beetles. So definitely we are rich in biodiversity. Okay, so moving further, yes, so we have almost 1,000 varieties of your flowering plants. Angiosperms are the largest, but the question arises, why are there so many species? So if I give you 20 books for NEET biology, so you'll be like, why? Ultimately we have only 38 chapters. What am I going to do with all the books? But each book might have a different set of questions, right? So every time I come for your mentee, I have new varieties to give you. That is why I'm able to test you for the same chapter n number of times, right? Yes, so why are there so many species? Yes, Arshita, I agree, but why should you have genetic variation? So what is the need for genetic variation? So did such great diversity exist throughout the Earth's history? So initially there should have been one point where Earth was beginning primary ecological succession. So when no organism existed on Earth, the first organism that existed, so we call it as primary succession. So since then did we have so many species? So in evolution there is one aspect, right? So there was one opinion which said from the start till the end same amount of biodiversity is present, there is no change. So is it that way? So we do not know, you and I were not there. Even if we had been there, of course I don't have any memory remembering them. So how did this diversification come out? If it initially started with one organism, how did it move on to have so many varieties? Why did natural selection select so many varieties? Hi Munna, yes, I'm good, thank you. How are you? So thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Hen came first or egg came? So I really don't know. Yes, both are important for it to come. Yes. So only if the hen or the egg comes and tells me, yes, I was the first one that is present, maybe I can believe. Okay, so that's always been a egg or the hen situation, but no one knows. People just contemplate what could have been. Okay, why and how is this diversity important to this biosphere? So imagine if we have 20,000 species of fishes, 20,000 varieties of fishes. So Keshav, you would have tasted only 3-4 varieties. Come on man, we have 20,000, taste all of them. Huh? Okay, so why should we have so many? So will we be able to handle? So always you should have the amount that you can handle, right? So if I have been given 25 batches, 25 classes, so then it is too much on my head. I will not be able to balance them. So of course in a day I can only handle 5 to 6 batches. So the remaining, they will sit idle, right? So that is why and how is this diversity important to the biosphere? Okay, fine. Egg first, so evolutionary biology. Okay, so you are giving us the answer. All right, fine. Thank you, Satyendra. So would it function differently if diversity was much less? So I agree, if my diversity of plants was much less, maybe my productivity would have been less. So my function of the ecosystem would have reduced. So if I give you less books, if I give you less chapters, yes, then it is easy for you. The competition will be less, so your efforts will be less. So is this that case? So people did not know, they were just contemplating the questions. So how do humans benefit from the diversity of life? If you have 20,000 species of fishes, except Keshav, no one is going to benefit. So if at all I want to have an aquarium, I will select 3-4 varieties of fishes, then I will put them in my aquarium. So what am I going to do with 20,000? So somehow huge. Have you seen the sea humpback? It is a huge fish. It is magnificent to see that animal swirl around in the mid-sea. Okay, so what are we benefiting from these? Okay, so that these are the questions that we tend to answer, and that is why we are studying biodiversity and conservation. So yes, so this is a very peaceful place, so we wish we could take a walk in this place in the morning. Yes, so these are some of the beautiful place. So sometimes sea is very fierce, but sometimes it also gives us a feeling of calmness as well. So if you go to beaches, so irrespective of any storm, any problems, yes, to see the sunrise, to see the sunset, and to see the water flow by peacefully, it is a bliss, that I would say. Yes, ma'am, a very happy good evening. So thank you so much for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. So this is about biodiversity. So we have 3 types of biodiversity. We have 3 levels of biodiversity, and we have 3 types of biodiversity. So first let's define what is biodiversity, and then we will talk about it. So this term biodiversity was popularized by Edward Wilson. Okay, so this is the name of the scientist, and he was the one who popularized the term biodiversity. So this is how I define biodiversity. It is a variability among living organisms from all sources, including terrestrial, marine and other aquatic ecosystems, and the ecological complexes of which they are a part. So this is called as biodiversity. So this includes diversity within the same species. I have 20,000 species of fishes. Between species, so fishes and beetle, there is also biodiversity, and of the ecosystem. So I have a tropical forest ecosystem, I have an aquatic ecosystem, I have a terrestrial ecosystem, right? You have gone trekking and you did bird count. Okay, so that's really a good experience, right? Yes, so this is what is biodiversity. So now moving further, we have combined diversity, biodiversity at different levels. So before we go, there are 3 types of biodiversity. So levels of biodiversity are different, types of biodiversity are different. So I told you biodiversity, so it can be within species, so it can be between species, it can be between ecosystems. Okay, so these can be the levels. So what are the types of biodiversity? So you have 3 types of biodiversity. So you call them as diversity, alpha diversity, beta and gamma diversity. So alpha diversity is diversity within a community. This is beta diversity is between two communities. So please make a note of this. Then gamma diversity is a diversity in an ecosystem, in a particular area in an ecosystem. So remember these three. Yes, please make a note of them. Alpha, beta, gamma. Yes, you're right, Ashita. Okay. So, species level. Yes, you're right. So, I mean which, okay, you're asking Keshav. Yes, so this is clear? Yes, so please make a note of it. Okay, so alpha, beta and gamma. Done? So, shall I move forward to combined diversity? Yes. Okay, Shimpi? Fine. So, now talking about combined diversity. So, first we have genetic diversity. A single species show high diversity at the genetic level over its distributional range. So, when I say dogs, dogs are a particular species, right? Yes, so dog is a species, cat is a species, but within a dog you have so many types. Look how beautifully they are posing. So you have a Chinese breed, you have a lab, you have a golden retriever. So everyone is so good in posing. So this is different species. So this is diversity within the same species, right? So single species shows high level of diversity at the genetic level over its distributional range. So one example comes from Rolfia vomitaria. It is a medicinal plant and it has so many different strains. So this gives us a particular type of a compound that is known as respine. So this respine is used to treat blood pressure. So we have so many varieties, okay? So 50,000 genetically different strains of rice. Yes, our staple food in India towards the southern part is rice. So we have so many varieties. We have 50,000 varieties of rice. In Kerala they use a different rice. In Karnataka they use a different rice. In Andhra they use a different variety. Yeah, of course every place has a different variety. Then 1,000 varieties of mango. The mango that you get in south and the mango that you get in north are pretty different, right? So this is diversity at the genetic level. So species diversity, so diversity at the species level. So for example, at this place I can have so many varieties of dogs, but in that place I can have so many varieties of cats. Okay, so this is between two places. So Western Ghats have a greater amphibian species diversity than the Eastern Ghats. If for example Labrador logs are present more in India, Huskies are present in the colder regions, right? So they live in parts of your Alaska, right? So this is your species diversity. And the last one is your ecological diversity. Within the desert, so desert has a different level of species diversity. Rainforests are the richest. Mangroves, coral reefs, wetlands, estuaries have a greater diversity than a Scandinavian country. Alright? Yes? Fine. So this is combined diversity. So please remember them. So how many species are there on earth? So this has no exact number, but it is just a speculation of the species that you have. Okay? Yes? So more than 70% of all species are recorded as animals, while plants comprise no more than 22% of the total. So we have more amount of animals compared to plants. Okay? Yes, Norway has less diversity. Yes, you are right, Arshita. Okay. So among animals, insects are the most common species. So 70% is your insects. Sorry, 70% are your animals. Out of the 70%, majority is backed by your insects. Of every 10 animals that you find on the planet Earth, 7 of them are insects. So insects belong to phylum Orthopoda. Okay, yes. So this is the pie graph, pie chart. So talking about the invertebrates, so majority are occupied by your insects, a portion by your molluscus, your crustaceans and other animals. So talking about your vertebrates, so majority are occupied by your fishes, then you have your mammals, birds, reptiles and amphibians. So we come here. Okay, so then in plants, a large portion is occupied by your fungi, then your angiosperms, you have mosses, ferns, algae and lichens. So please remember this pie chart. They might ask you what is this. So please go through, okay, why insects are mostly diverse. So that is how it is present in nature. You or I did not create insects. So that is how it is present. We are just finding out how many varieties are present, okay. So please remember this pie chart. It is very, very important. So patterns of biodiversity. So does this have a particular pattern? So how do we know it follows this pattern? How do we know this place has high biodiversity? I lost marks in this bit, ma'am. Okay, why are insects? Okay, so in this part, birds and reptiles. So, okay, so birds occupy more area than your reptiles. Okay, Arshita, yes, they both are not equal. Your birds are more in number compared to your reptiles. So it says that we have not yet done counting how many species are there. So here you had a natural conservationist who is known as Robert May. So he gave a logical conclusion that the global species diversity might be 7 million. So according to this, 22,000 species of plants are yet to be discovered. More than 50,000 animal species are also yet to be discovered. Okay. So fungi and angiosperms, which is more? Your angiosperms are more compared to your fungi. Okay. They asked in descending order. Yes, we will also discuss questions like that. Okay. So this is clear. So please remember only this number of your Robert May. So which said 7 million. Yes, any other doubts still here? Okay, so moving forward to the patterns of diversity. So do they have particular pattern? The first pattern is your latitudinal gradient. So what is this latitude? So imagine this is your globe. Okay, so you have lines like this. So these lines are known as your latitudes. And you have lines like this. So this is your longitudes. And in between you have an imaginary line. So this is assumed to be your equator, right? And these are your poles. So latitudinal gradient. So based on these horizontal lines, you have a pattern of diversity. So what is that pattern? So species diversity decreases as you move away from the equator towards the poles. So equator is in the center. So poles are here. So as you move away from the equator to the poles, the diversity decreases, which means the places which are near this imaginary midline, they have more diversity. Okay. Exactly 23.5 degrees north and 23.5 degrees south. So this is towards the equator. They have maximum diversity. Okay, geography is a very, very interesting subject. I am so fond of geography as well as history. So one place that is near to the equator, for example, Colombia. So Colombia is near the equator. So this has almost 1400 species of birds. Okay, say for example, equator is at 0 degree. So we are moving from the equator. Okay, yes. Passes up to Gujarat. Okay, so equator is not the one that passes through the center of India. It passes through the center of the globe. So we are somewhere here. So I don't think it exactly passes. I'm not sure. I will get back to you on this. Okay. Yes, so as you move from the equator, say at 41 degree you have your New York. So your New York has 105 species. Then moving further at 71 degree you have your Greenland. So this has 56 species. So as you come down it reduces. Okay, so this is your Greenland. And it has 56 species of birds. So this reduces. So this is your latitudinal gradient. So species diversity decreases as we move away from the equator towards the poles. Okay, so this region has high diversity. So these poles have lower diversity. So tropics harbor more species than temperate or your polar areas. So tropics are towards the equator. So they harbor more species, which means they contain more species diversity compared to your temperates or your polar regions. But why tropics alone? Why near the equator? So there should be some reason, right? So what is it? So speciation, it's a function of time. In one day, I will not have 10,000 varieties of dogs. So if initially I have one plant of mango, by the process of genetic variation over the course of evolution, I get so many strains, right? So speciation is a function of time. It is undisturbed for millions of years in your tropics. Okay? Equator passes from South America to Antarctica. Okay, yes, you are right, Asita. So they are less seasonal, they are relatively more constant and predictable. So recently we did not have any rainy season, but because of the cyclone Thorte, we have been having rains. And now there's another cyclone in line. Did you hear about the Yas? YAAS? So there was a link to track the cyclone live, Yas. So that is the next cyclone in line. So please stay safe. Alright. So they are less seasonal and they are relatively more constant and they are more predictable. Okay. So more solar energy is available in tropics because they have more sunlight. Okay. So this is the reason tropics are preferred over your temperates. So speciation. So speciation is a function of time. So this leads to niche specialization. So different species finds out a niche. So your speciation leads to niche specialization. I hope you know what is a niche. Alright, yes. Okay, Muhammad Zafar, yes, hello, hi. So thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Yes, cyclone again, okay. Why every year at least 2 cyclones affect India? Okay, so this is a question you should ask the cyclone, not me. But yes, once again, we have spoiled the natural pattern of your climatic changes. So we are in the worst case. So that is the reason we are suffering. So you know about this El-Nino effect, right? So everything turns vice versa. When it should rain, it is not raining. When it should be sunny, it is raining. So everything has happened in a different way. It is all because of us. So we have done enough deforestation, ozone depletion, more amount of global warming. So all these have changed the patterns. So for example, for 3 months, if you are in a situation where you tend to have chai at 2 AM in night. So even after that, you look forward to the same, right? So it gets habituated. So when you change a particular pattern, yes, everything changes. All right? Yes. One time from Bay of Bengal, other time from Arabian Sea, and then from Indian Ocean also will come. Okay, Kesha? So this is the reason tropics are more preferred. So tropics harbor more diversity compared to your temperates. All right? Yes? Fine. So species area relationship. So this is the next point that I want to talk about. Every year we will have breeze from Tibetan Plateau in one season. Okay, so that is all fixed. But I don't know if you are still getting breeze. So this morning we had breeze in Kota, which was damn hot. So imagine if you're standing under exhaust fan where something is burning. So it was like that. So 2 days before it rained and it was the most pleasant sight ever. So look how much of variation we are having, right? And we will have mango showers in April, so I don't think we will have mango showers this year. So the production of mango is also reduced because of the lockdown. So I don't think I see a lot of varieties of mango this summer. So hardly 1 or 2 varieties I get to see. Alright, so what is this species area diversity? Okay, suppose I have a whole area of the forest. So this forest is unexplored. So I am the first one to discover this forest and I am trying to explore deep inside the forest. So I am very sure it is a forest, it is an abundant place. So as I go into the forest, the species diversity will increase, but only up to a certain point. So imagine if this is a forest and this is the way that I am entering inside the forest, right? So if I am entering inside the forest, so my species diversity will increase only up to a certain point, beyond which the graph decreases again. So that is your species area relationship. That's why we are planning to go and stay in Kerala for next year. Okay, so Keshav has made plans. He is shifting to Kerala. Then he is going to Shimla for his studies because it is snowing there. Yes, any other plans, Keshav? That's so cute of you. All right. Yes, Alexander Von Bolt. Okay, so today moon is red in the night. So today it's a full moon day, right? Okay, so why is it red? So it's a new information. Okay, so thank you, but I will read about it, Satyendra. So Alexander von Humboldt is the scientist. So he said within a region, species richness is increased with every increasing area explored. So as I go deep into the forest, species richness increases, but only up to a certain level. So that is what Alexander von Humboldt told us. So the relationship between species richness and the area for a wide variety of taxa, it turns out to be a hyperbola. If you see, so the area increases, the species richness also increases, but only up till a certain point, after which it moves and becomes a rectangular hyperbola. Okay, so today it will be red in color. So why is there any specific reason? So thank you for sharing this information. Okay, so what is the equation of this line? S is equal to CA power Z. So S is species richness, A is area, and what is C? So C is equal to Y, which is the intercept, and Z is the slope of the line. So please remember S is equal to CA power Z. So if you apply log on this, it is log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. So this is the equation. So please remember this. Or please remember this, S is equal to CA power Z. So S is the species richness, A is the area, Z is the slope of the line, and C is the intercept. And the value of Z lies in the range of 0.1 to 0.2. Okay. So for fruit eating birds, it can be as high as 1.15. So please remember the Z values. So this is for frugiose. That is fruit eating birds. Alright, yes. Any more doubts? Can I continue? Can I move forward? Since moon is covered with earth's shadow, so that, okay, आज moon को light earth से reflect होकर, Acha, okay, thank you for the information. Yes, that is a very interesting news. I hope you have understood this much. Okay, so shall we go to some questions? Let's see if we can solve them. Yes, question number 1. So biodiversity describes the study of diversity below the species level, at the species level, at community level, at all levels of biological organization. So please evaluate yourself. I have 10 questions. See how many you are giving me the answers. Yes, what is the answer for this question? Okay, so today is lunar eclipse. Yes, I remember reading about lunar eclipse, but days back I read. Okay, so today it's lunar eclipse. Alright, so thank you. You guys are well updated. Yes, what is the answer? So Shimpi says option D, at all biological levels. Perfect. Yes, good. So Arshita, why at species level? So you have diversity at the species level, between the species, also at the ecological level. So it is at all levels of biological organization. It can be seen up to 6:15 in the morning. Yes, Antonia B, I can see lunar eclipse. I read your answer. Okay, so this is option D. So moving on to question 2. So alpha diversity is present within a community, between a community, ranges of community, or all the above. So I taught you what is alpha diversity. Yes, what is the answer? Yes, Antonia B, I can see your chat. Yes, what is the answer here? So alpha diversity is not morning, evening. Oh, 6:15 we will be in class. How can we see the moon? Huh? Okay, I will try to see the moon before or after that. I will find it. Yes, it is within the community. Alright, it is question 2. So question 3, diversity between two community is called as alpha diversity, beta diversity, gamma diversity, none of these. Yes, what is the answer? Question number 3. So this is between two communities. What is the answer? Yes, diversity between two communities is called. Yes, Keshav, you're right. It is beta diversity. Antonia B, right. Shimpi, right. Very good. So question 4, which one of the following pairs of geographical areas show maximum diversity in our country? Sundarbans and Rann of Kutch. So Eastern Ghats and West Bengal, Eastern Himalaya and Western Ghats, then Kerala and Punjab. Yes, perfect. You're right, Keshav. So it is Eastern Himalayas and Western Ghats. They show more diversity in our country. So all of you note down, it is option C which shows maximum diversity. Eastern Ghats and West Bengal, no, Anthony. It is your Western Ghats which are more diverse. Okay? Yes, Eastern Himalayas. Yes. So it's option C. Alright. So question 5, IUCN stands for. So this I didn't tell you. So Indian Union for Conservation of Nature, International Union for Conservation of Nature. So this is the answer. IUCN stands for. So they give us the list of red data, the animals which are extinct, all that. Red list and grey list. Okay. So yes, so IUCN is International Union for Conservation of Nature. So please make a note of it. Yes, it is option B. Okay. Fine. So question 6, more than 70% of all species recorded so far are insects, plants, animals and invertebrates. So what is the answer? More than 70% of all species recorded so far are your insects, plants, animals, invertebrates. So which is the answer? So we are talking about 70%. No, 70% is animals. So less than 22% is your plants. Out of the 70%, maximum is occupied by your insects. So here your answer is animals. So 70% is found to be occupied by your animals. So Priya sweetie, hi. So thank you for joining my lecture. So please do like, share and subscribe. Why not say D, invertebrates? No, 70% is your animals, okay? So in that animals, it is divided into invertebrates and vertebrates, insects and mammals and fishes, okay? Yes? Confused? Yes, the answer is C. So question 7, exotic species are more endangered, usually increase biodiversity, often enhance the habitat for native species, usually reduce biodiversity. So what is exotic species? The species from foreign regions. So I have an exotic car. I have a foreign made car. Yes, but do you know the percent? No, right? So out of 70 species that are discovered, it is found to be animals. So out of that 70 species, maximum is your insects. So out of every 10 insects, out of every 10 animals, 7 are your insects. So please read that particular line properly in your NCERT. Okay? Arthropods are the largest kingdom, I agree, but that comes under your animals. Out of the 70%, maximum is your insects, okay? Yes, so exotic species are, what is your answer? Yes, you're right, Anthony Abhi. Yes, exotic species usually reduce our biodiversity because they do not have a natural predator. So that is the reason. So question 8, the highest number of species in the world is represented by algae, lichens, fungi, mosses. The highest number of species, I told you the pie chart is important, right? Okay, so it's kingdom for Animalia and phylum Arthropoda. They are not kingdom, you're right. So what is the answer here? Come on, quick. The highest number of species in the world is represented by algae, lichens, fungi and moss. Yes, very good, Keshav. It is fungi. Yes, others agree? Perfect. So question number 9, if S is species richness, A is area, Z is the slope of the line and C is Y the intercept, then the species richness will be shown as. So what is the relation? So what is the relation of species area richness? So just now I told you A to C, you're right, okay, fungi is the answer. So question number 9, what is the answer? Yes, so what is the equation between species area relationship? Yes, it is option D, S is equal to C A power Z. So when I apply log, it is log S is equal to log C plus Z log A. So it is option A, no, option D and not A. Okay, Anthony Abhi? Yes, okay, very good. So the last question for the evening. So species diversity increases as one proceeds from high altitude to low altitude and high altitude to low latitude. Okay, high altitude to low altitude, high latitude to low latitude. So please read the options, or low latitude to high and high to low. So that is low to high and low to high. So which do you think is the right answer? So this is the last question. So it increases. Where it increases? Low altitude to high altitude, it decreases. Sorry, it increases. As one proceeds from which to which. So high altitude is your mountain. So this is your forest, normal forest. So high latitude is your poles, low latitude is your equator. So as you go towards high latitudes, the diversity decreases, okay. So here your option is A, from mountain to the forest it increases, from poles to the equator it increases, okay. So this is option A. No, please read once again, it is option A, not B. So as you go from the mountain to the forest, the diversity increases. As you go from the poles to your equator, it again increases. So please try to understand the logic, okay. So with this, I am done with the 10 questions. I will continue with biodiversity on Friday, okay. Yes. So once again, we are meeting again at 6 o'clock after a break of 1 hour. So please eat properly. If you want to sleep, sleep and come, okay. So we will meet at 6 and I will discuss about the nervous system, reproductive system and some important questions from this chapter. If you genuinely like my way of teaching, so please do like, share and subscribe. Yes, thank you so much, Keshav. Yes, so please stay safe, take care, and this is me signing off. So take care and bye.